Alright, so today this is about the chicken pakora thing that you guys have read in the description. Very simple, very easy, and it can be done in a matter of 10 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes. Alright, so first we'll start off with the chicken, obviously. Okay, here what I'm doing is I'm patting the chicken dry completely because you don't want the chicken to be watery and dripping and everything when you put it in the marination. It needs to be very dry, so there you go. You can dry it like that with some paper towels. And here what I'm doing is I'm just cutting the chicken into smaller sizes, which is much more easier to slice, and then I'm going to cut them in between as well. I don't know what this is called. Okay, so if you guys can try that, then yeah, but just be careful if your knife is very sharp like mine is. I'm just making sure that my fingers are very far away from it, and just open them up like that so it's much more lean when you're cutting it down. Right, so I'm going to do that with all the little pieces. You guys can go ahead and watch that. And then I'm just going to slice them up in very thin slices because it is much more easier for it to cook, and the batter is not going to get burnt and the chicken is not going to be uncooked. So you guys can just see that. And so you want your chicken to be that thin, and I'm just going to do that with the entire chicken, all of it, like all the little pieces. I'm just going to make sure that they're just as thin, but even if they're like little pieces, doesn't matter, you just need to chop them up like that. And marination is very easy. We just need very few things, so I'm just going to talk it over while you guys can see me being fancy and cutting it in different ways for no reason at all. Like it's chicken. I don't need to go against the grain or with the grain or whatever it is. Doesn't really matter how you do it because it's chicken. It cooks really fast, tastes nice, and it doesn't matter how you do it because you guys are going to beast out on it anyway. And then we come on to the marination, which is first you put some chicken in the bowl. This is when I realized that I took a very small bowl. I could have just used the one on the right, but can't help it. So I'm gonna put some, what do you call, chili pepper, chili powder, some ginger, garlic, some salt, and some pepper. I'm putting a little bit too much because I have a different batch of chicken which is waiting for me on the side to work on, and I'm just doing this for the purpose of just showing you guys how to do it. And just after that, once you're done with pepper and putting in everything, just make sure that you mix everything up really good. All the pieces are coated properly in all the marination, exactly like that. Yep, I need to fast forward that. Alright, so moving on to grabbing another bowl, and then putting in some garbanzo beans flour, which is also known as basin. It's both, so you can get it in any supermarket. And I'm taking about 2 big spoonful of it, so it's much more easier for me to marinate. And plus it depends on how much chicken you're using, so and this is very easy. So I'm using red chili on top of it. You can add paprika as well if you want a little bit of smoky flavor to it, and then salt to taste, but keep in mind that you have already used salt in the chicken, so make sure that you are frying some and then drying it off. And then I'm adding some oil just so it gets mixed up properly, and it helps in the cooking process as well. And now I'm gonna add some water and then mix it with a little bit of whisk. Okay, that did rhyme, but don't worry, I'm not gonna put up another wrapping video next. No, I have never put up a wrapping video, so I'm pretty sure I'm not gonna do that. But yeah, anyway, so you need to mix it up and make sure that there are no little lumps in that, because then once it's frying, then you'll just have that powder taste in your mouth. So make sure all the lumps are gone. And if you're like when you're whisking it, if it's a little bit more liquidy, just don't worry about it. You can just add more flour to it. The same garbanzo beans flour, basin, whatever it is, you can just add that to it. And make sure that you're heating up the oil, because we're going to deep fry them. And while you're doing this, just put the the oil on the stove so it's warming up. And just to make sure that everything is thoroughly, see, I'm adding some more because mine was more liquidy. So I'm going to add some more of this basin powder thingy. And yeah, here you'll see that I am giving it a little last mix. Wow. And then I'm going to try coating a little bit of chicken to make sure that it's getting coated evenly. But this is a stupid moment where I tried to coat a very small piece, and here you go, you'll see it. No. Yeah. And then I took a better piece and made sure that it was coated properly. Yep, you want it exactly in that consistency, because you don't want it to feel a lot more batter on a small piece of chicken. You want it to be a little light. You can taste the meat, you can taste the spices and everything. So you just like put some of the pieces in and just give it a little mix. And then you just drop them in the fryer like I'm about to do it. Yep. And don't worry about these little crumbs, they also taste nice. They have flour, they have the mix, and this, put the stove on the low so they get coated, like they cooked through. And I forgot that I was making a vlog, and I forgot that I had a camera and everything set up there, and I was nicely just coating it. But yeah, it's very simple, very easy. You can fry them off about 5 minutes, depending on how thick you have cut your chicken. Me, I've kept it on, like I was heating up the oil, so it was on really hot. It was really hot, so yep. And there you go, it's all done. Just check that out. So proud of myself. Yep, and it does taste really nice. Hope you guys enjoy it. Bye.